Hey everyone, this is Flick King Gamer. I really want to get this done right now. So, it's time to move on to the second part of our Season 3 premiere of the Crystal Empire. So, let's begin. So again, just like most Season 2 premieres, we begin with a recap of the last episode.
And me trying to keep an eye on signs of trouble in the Arctic. We haven't been able to gather much information from the crystal ponies.
They're crystal ponies? I wish I could help them, but I can't seem to remember anything before King Sombra came to power. History of the Crystal Empire. The last page of the book mentioned a crystal heart as a rare centerpiece. So I used my magic to cut one out of a crystal block. The whole purpose of the crystal thing is to whip the spirits of the crystal ponies so the life within them can power the crystal heart so that the Empire can be protected. I think we may have a problem. I didn't know it was an actual relic. It's alright, Simon.
That is irony. So the second part of this premiere continues with how I get this. Yeah, so Shining Armor manages to get Cadence back on her feet and uses a protection spell, and Sombra just loses his horn and does nothing. What the hell?
Crystal heart.
No, you stay here with Cadence. She needs you, Shining Armor.
What the hell was the point of that last scene? So, you mean to tell me that if Sombra can easily get through the shield while losing his horn, why does he just stand out there and do nothing?
I'll retrieve the heart. Let's do this. I've been trying to figure out how I'm meant to pass Alessia's test. Retrieve the
Really? We're still on that?
crystal heart must be it. But there is something else you can do. Me, you and the rest of our friends
Okay, so basically the gist of this is Twilight's gonna do this on her own, and everybody else has to keep the Crystal Ponies happy, all except Spike, who's the only person who decides to, you know, help her. Okay, that was funny. And then we get this scene.
I'm coming with you. You can't. I have to retrieve the crystal heart by myself.
What? Play that scene again.
Twilight, wait! I'm coming with you. You can't. I have to retrieve the crystal heart by myself.
Hang on a sec. Cause, I'm trying to think here.
Warning, this is not...
What was it that the Fiery Joker said in his review of this episode?
No, no, and no. Twilight, the conflict of the first episode was you learning that friends can help you do things that you would never be able to accomplish by yourself. That was the first lesson you learned. Continuity, please?
Twisty.
Yeah, I think that was it. So Spike decides to go anyway, but he promised he won't let the claw. And that gets him a free pass.
Where are we going exactly?
So they're heading inside while the other members of the main six try to distract the Crystal Ponies.
My ultimate desert way of putting ponies into a pretty good mix.
And then when Rainbow Dash goes for a dowsing mat, takes Fluttershy of all people?
It's showtime.
Hey, y'all think? Having a good time?
The best I've had in over 1,000 years.
Well, that's good. You gotta renew that spirit of love and unity if you're gonna power up that crystal heart, right?
I sure would like to.
I guess. The comedic moment where AJ tries to distract all the crystal ponies from seeing their fake heart.
It's gotta be here somewhere. It's gotta be. Not a clock fight. I see orders.
Celestia, you gave those orders to Spike, okay? But seriously, Celestia, what did the fiery Joker say again?
No. She said nothing about you having to do this alone. If that were the case, then why send your friends, your brother, and your sister-in-law to help you? I'm sorry, but did someone just hit her with the idiot stick?
Yeah, that's actually what I'm wondering too. Did Twilight just get hit in the head with the idiot stick in this episode? Okay, so...
But it didn't look like this.
Okay, so from what I can gather, Twilight says that this used to not be King Summer's castle, and she does that thing from the first episode. Which again, I'm more curious to see how that's even used.
When did you learn to do that? That was a little trick Celestia taught me.
And by trick, you mean very briefly. So we get the cliche where Twilight goes down a long...
Stay here.
If you insist.
So we get the cliche where Twilight goes down the long pile of stairs, and long story short, she tumbles her way down the stairs and finds a door. But a door of what exactly? Oh, it's one of those doors that just goes all over the place. Hang on. Apologies. So eventually she opens the door, and what does she open up to? Celestia, first saying that she failed the test.
Your studies. You won't continue your studies at all.
Ouch.
You didn't say anything about no longer being your student if I fail.
Didn't I?
No, you didn't.
But what do I do now?
So, this is actually an intriguing concept. King Summer being able to open a door that leads to your worst nightmares. And this actually somewhat damages Twilight psychologically. And you're seeing how this is one of her worst fears. That's surprisingly effective.
You don't need me anymore. You were sending me away. It's fear that will never send you back. I'm never gonna send you away.
Oh good, that means are gonna get another episode of him, great.
And I'm
So eventually she gets over her fear with Spike and snaps out of it and opens the door for her with the power of her friendship and rainbows and stuff. Because again, rainbows are good and black and grayish things are evil. So we get even more stairs as the rest of the main six try to distract the crystal ponies from the field falling apart. And we get the Rainbow Dash versus Fluttershy jousting scene, and Wow, even the jousting in the medieval times restaurant wasn't this harsh. Wow. Rainbow Dash, that's low, even for you. And considering what you made her talk about in Hurricane Fluttershy and now this, yeah, that was really harsh. Alright, so Twilight gets the idea to use a gravity spell to try to slide her way up the stairs. Eventually, the Crystal Ponies start to get more curious about the Crystal Heart as we see them.
I am running out of reading materials for the traditional fast food. I just made out of 3 pieces of hay and a drinking straw. I mean,
Yeah, that really is. Because again, like in Project Runway, no matter what you gotta do, make it work.
but still, we gotta do everything we can to keep this thing going.
Okay, so eventually they find out. No shit, Sherlock! Okay, yeah, so eventually the Crystal Ponies find out that the real heart isn't here, and next thing you know, so Twilight gets to the real heart while the whole fortress just falls apart. And Twilight ends up getting captured in Evil Crystal.
Where's the crystal? Here! It rolled over to me when you dropped it. Don't move.
Oh yeah, say don't move when Spike's about to get impaled by Evil Spike. Evil Crystal, that's nice.
You can move and snap toward me.
So Twilight tries to get out, but apparently Sombra has the Force, I guess, and that causes her to stay in.
Foolish. I was just so eager to get it. I thought it was on the other side.
You have to get out of there, Twilight. You have to be the one who brings the crystal heart to Princess Cadance. If you don't, we fail Celestia's test.
Okay, you know what, Spike? Just shut the fuck up. Like, seriously. This is one of the reasons why I hate you, because most of the series, you do nothing. All I see you do is just be either or Twilight's Librarian or the obnoxious comedy relief. So, here's an idea, dipshit. Why don't you do it? Okay? You're standing right next to the freaking thing. You carry the... Really? We're not gonna let him use it? Oh, good. That makes me find another reason to hate this character. Thanks a lot. Just thanks a lot.
You have to be the one to bring the crystal heart to the fair.
Wait, what?
But Twilight, though, let's go!
Hallelujah! Oh, thank you! Finally, Spike gets to do something useful! Thank you, God! How come that dumbass Spike never even bothers to just even do things on his own? Jeez. Thank you! This is one of the shining moments I've been willing to see. Okay. So Spike gets the real Crystal Heart back to the fair and tries to defend himself, and eventually Cadance's force field lowers and Sombra gets in. I've been standing outside the force field doing nothing this entire time. Actually, this brings one of the downgrades of the season premiere. We don't get a lot of screen time of Sombra. It's like, we just get backstory, creepy shadows, and then we get to see him in the climax. Okay, like, where's the depth of what this villain has to offer? Instead, he's just a bad guy, and he does nothing most of the season premiere. So Spike continues to defend himself, and eventually he falls off, and Sombra eventually gets his human form back. I don't understand what's going on! But then Shining Armor literally throws his wife, and apparently she gets the Crystal Heart, and...
Crystal Princess!
Yeah. So, when was there any evidence that Cadance was the Crystal Princess?
The crystal heart has returned.
Well, whatever. This is our Deus Ex Machina ending. So the Crystal Heart powers up the Crystal Empire, and we get a shockwave that turns the main six into Crystal Ponies, and I'm really liking the designs for them. Especially like Applejack, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash designs, and Fluttershy's and Pinkies are okay, as well as Twilight's crystal design. That's okay too. And so they defeat Sombra with the power of love, and I take that back. They actually kill Sombra. Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors going around from this season premiere that Sombra has been the only villain that was actually killed off. there are rumors that they might bring him back, but, like, I don't even know what to say. They literally kill a villain in a kid's show. Because again, when you have to kill him. You know, for kids. So they seize the Crystal Empire, and we get the shockwave of love and unity, blah blah. And we actually get kind of a mature moral at the end.
Twilight, as I understand it, Spike brought Princess Cadance the Crystal Heart because you weren't sure how quickly you could find a way to escape the tower. You weren't willing to risk the future of the citizens of the Crystal Empire in an effort to guarantee your own. Far better to have a student who understands the meaning of self-sacrifice than one who only looks out for her own best interest.
Okay, so if you could probably guess, she passed the test, and we get the reprise of the failure song, but I actually like the reprise because, honestly, whenever I, like, pass a big test or something like that, that's something I just get so worked up for, and I find out that I at least passed. I actually hear the song play in my head because it's just a sigh of relief. Because tomorrow I have like a big essay, and if I can thankfully pass this, I can hear the song play in my head. And I have no idea if I'm going to be prepared for the rest of the school year or Season 3. So that was the Crystal Empire, and this season premiere kind of splits people down the middle. Some people love it, and then there's majority of the people who hated it. I don't know what to think about it. I mean, I'm not sure if this should, like, I really just don't know what to say. I mean, Sombra doesn't get a lot of screen time, and there are basically plot holes that are the size of China, and actually I think it's just about it. There's nothing really wrong about it. The songs are still catchy and upbeat, the animation is still, of course, is great. Hey, Twilight still learns a valuable lesson, Spike does something useful, thank Heavenly Jesus. So, other than Sombra's lack of screen time, and the plot holes, what exactly are the complaints again? So, I think as a whole, I think that I still consider the Crystal Empire to be a good episode on its own, but as a season premiere, it's kind of a disappointment, especially when you compare it to the Season 1 and Season 2 premieres. So I think as a whole, I would give it a B+, as the majority of the Crystal Empire 2-parter. Okay, I'm Flickhan Gamer, and Season 3's just begun. I'll see you next time on Too Many Pinkie Pies.